Let's just go. Go, 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 go. I get food delivered at some point. Hopefully soon. So I want to get something a little bit going here. For it's dinner time. Well, hello there, Draco. How are you doing? I hope your day wasn't as busy as mine. And you're the first to say hello. That's nice. I'm doing okay. I'm just trying to relax after work, as you do. And that's how I do this. That's how I'm trying to relax. Yeah, I had a bit of a long day. And to be honest, it's not really done yet. I'm doing this knowing there's still some stuff I gotta do afterwards. But you gotta know when to take a break, right? At least I think you learn it in time. Sooner or later, everyone learns to know when to take a break. Most people do. Either that or you end up with a heart attack. Then I think that's a sure sign. If you get a heart attack, you haven't learned how to take a break. I haven't had one yet, so I'm A-okay. Trying to stay A-okay. So how was... Did you have something amazing happening today? How was your day? I don't even know if you are working, if you're at school. Not that there's really much of a difference between the two nowadays. You know, my 13-year-old, I see what she has to do for school, and I gotta say, it's a different game than when I went to school. Pretty tough these days. But you know, you're working at school. See, that's funny. You're working at school. In an official capacity, or is it more like you call it work at school, but you're just hanging around? Or you're a teacher, a custodian, groundskeeper. I mean, first of all, anyone that is doing anything in education, I'm not just saying this, it's, my opinion, one of the best things you can do. I mean, for everyone else around you. I hope you enjoy it as well, whatever it is you do. But it's a bit like working in healthcare. It's just an underappreciated and sadly totally underpaid job. It's one of those things. You're studying at school. Oh, okay. Okay. Of course, that throws a whole lot of other questions up in my head now. When you say you're studying at school, that means you're kind of an internship where you study at school to work at the school? Or are you being slightly sarcastic by saying, dude, I'm going to school and I work there. That's my job because I'm studying there. Which is totally legit, by the way. That kind of was my point earlier. It does feel a lot more like a job nowadays going to school than when I went to school, where you could get away with, you could really get away with a fair amount, which is kind of sad, and I regret it. You're a student. There you go. Good job. See, I was late in my academia, or let's say in my pursuit of the intellectual pleasures. I was super bored at school. My ego puts this down to being too smart. But of course, I guess I could literally, I don't know, lick out buckets for a living. My ego would still think I'm too smart for the world. But I was just bored at school, man. I was just... there were subjects that I was super excited about. But of course, you're being measured at everything. That's kind of from... It's a general, probably, a problem with education as a whole. On how you measure academic achievement. I think it's a complicated topic. But I was very late in getting my master's, and nowadays I love everything that I can get my hands on. You know, every topic I want to know everything about, and there's just too much to know. You could spend lifetimes and still have no idea about most things. But it's probably my biggest regret that when I remember going to school from day one. I always wanted to be like an archaeologist. I was big into dinosaurs and Indiana Jones. Right, that for me was a romantic idea of what an archaeologist does. And funny enough, I'm not delusional. It's not kind of, oh, I want to jump on trains and fight people with a whip. But I loved when he taught, kind of the beginning of the, I assume you know who Indiana Jones is, right? But when in the beginning of the movies, when he taught at the universities, or people came initially for his advice, and he kind of brought out these books and knew so much about history, and that was for me when I always thought, yeah, I'd love that. That's what I'd love. I love history, just generally. History it's an amazing subject, right? What are you studying? What do you study? Here's go talking about, oh gee guys, easy, let's calm stuff down here. That's getting here very aggressive. You do know who Indiana Jones is? That's what you're talking about. Yeah, good man. I mean, you should. It's iconic character of teaching a whole generation of young people what an archaeologist is not. I wonder how many people now are in that profession deeply unhappy and disappointed, waiting for their little adventure and spending years with a little brush in a hole. Yeah, anyway. Sorry, that's me drifting off. Oh man, sorry. Oh, look, the game's waiting for me even. Fantastic. But yeah, that's cool. So yeah, what was I asking? Oh yeah, what is your major? Let's call it major. Depends where you are. Different thing. What's your main subject you're after? And I actually have to find out what my main subject here is myself. I gotta get over there somehow. Alright, okay. Because I think that'd be my biggest challenge if I would go back again to university, and it would be to pick what subject. There's so many amazing ones. I've been talking and planning for years to actually brush up on my math skills, which are sadly not where I'd like them to be. I love numbers. I love geometry. I love sciencey stuff in general. I think I just love answers. That's, I think, what I love. I love answers, and what's the best thing about good answers is that they lead to even greater questions. So that's the amazing thing about beautiful answers. Oh, dude, you're going for the big ones. That's awesome. Oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm totally with you. Physics, I mean, hey, it's quite literally science about everything. Although I guess, it's always the same, right? Put a chemist and a physicist in a room and they let them fight it out, right? But yeah, no, totally. Absolutely fantastic. And medicine. Oof, it's a lot of studying out of you, my friend. That's I know for a fact that I don't have the stomach for it. I'm a bit squeamish about certain aspects of physiology, and it's idiotic things that I know I can't make it. I love the idea. I love the idea of being, but I think it doesn't apply just to medicine. But just solving a puzzle is an amazing thing to do. And I think if you're, depending on what part of, if you are in kind of general medicine, then solving puzzle is sort of the day-to-day business, interpreting what people tell you, and what they tell you is usually nonsense, right? They either describe some variation of symptoms that they think they have, or they describe something to you that they read about. So just that pursuit of solving that puzzle in general attracts me to that field. However, I am a total wuss when it comes to certain things, and it's ridiculous things. So it's not blood, it's not gore, it's not, I have no problem with that. As soon as you have kids, you see them fall, they hurt themselves, you got to get over this stuff, because you can't be a parent who's like, ooh, no, blood, bone, anything. It's just like, it's fine, let's go with it. Plus, I was in the army for a long time, and there were some nasty accidents, and I'm saying accidents, that you witness there, that kind of hardens you a little bit. But what to this day gets me are the little things. So a broken nail, it's the end. I'm out, I'm gone. And that's a bit of a childhood trauma I had that I watched someone else happen to. But it's stuff like this, kind of ridiculous things, that make me walk out of a room. And I don't think that necessarily is good qualification to have if you would be on that field. Besides the point that I'm too stupid for it. I mean, I'm realistic enough that I know this is too much stuff you gotta know. And I think medicine is one of those things where a lot, and this is my assumption, you tell me I might be talking nonsense here, but I reckon medicine is one of those fields where you gotta probably learn a lot where the knowledge is, so you find it when you need it. But it's more about understanding, kind of generally, kind of have a deep understanding of how things can be connected without necessarily being able to just know everything, which is going to take decades. One of those things when you see, one of these senior old doctors, and they're just like, oh, no, kind of seem to know everything. But it's that kind of combination of knowing where to get all your information, while at the same time having this fundamental understanding of something as complex as that. I don't think I've got the brain power for it, man. I don't. So it's hugely impressive. It really is, and I wish you all the luck. That, whatever you want to do in that field, do great things. There are also medical. Let me ask you this. Maybe I should ask first, what field would you like to specialize in before I ask my question? Because otherwise I might step in a bit of a I might say something inappropriate. Let me have a look. Where the heck do I need to go? I think I gotta go right. Gotta go this way. Yes, I think. I'm guessing I've never been around this part. Wait, gonna go. Where are you? No, now we're here. Might as well. There's nothing worthwhile there. I just want to get through this, and through the gate, and out. Kind of trying to get through everything's story here. Oh, I did level 42. I didn't even notice that. It's a good band, by the way. It's level 42, isn't it? I think so. Level 42. I think that's the name of the band. don't know if they're late 80s, 90s. Yes, I do. I do, Draco. The reason why I'm not really looking for anything is, well, A, because I'm focusing purely on getting through the story, and B, I've got this insane piece of kit here from, oh, you can't actually, hold on, let me move this, and over, here we go, you can see, so I've got this insane piece of equipment when I was out with someone I met here, Bella, in case you hear or listen, and they took me to kind of a level 290 whatever boss that they could beat. That's a drop from them, kind of in some kind of. So at the moment, I got a piece of armor and this sword that frankly is so overpowered that I don't have to look left and right. I'm just pushing through the story because I'm kind of really curious at this point how it's going to end. It was a bit of a twist yesterday with what the role of these AIs are, and I didn't expect that. I thought it's just like it just puddles through, and it was a bit clear cut, and now there was a bit of a twist yesterday, so I want to see where that's heading now. That's interesting. And I think I finally, wherever I go now, I reckon I'm finally gonna go and get a shot at fighting that Genesis guy who is super annoying. Ah, a little bit too far, huh? And again, I mean, generally for me, what I get fun of is I rarely overcommit on a game. And there are very few games that I continuously always go back to and play over a longer period of time. Very, very few. I think the only two that come to mind that I keep going back to are games from the Fallout series and the Mass Effect series. Top of mind. I think those are some of the very few that I really tend to go back. Other than the just family game kind of stuff, Mario Kart, things like that. It's just you pick up, you do a little bit. So I am kind of obviously on a mission to finish the story of as many of my games that I've been sitting on for a long time. So once this is over here, we'll see what's next on my playlist. I got a thing. I'll show you how my phone's. My phone's no charging. Oh, maybe I should plug in the charger. Hold on a second. Oh gosh. I plugged it in the phone, but cable's going nowhere. I think I just made my point why I'm not gonna be a doctor ever. Imagine that happens with a drip or something. How awkward that would be. Here we go. That's where the thing is. Do you have a favorite as a future professional? Do you have a favorite medical TV show? My favorite one. I got two favorite shows about medicine for different reasons. My top one, I think, it gotta be Dr. House. Very much being aware that some of the stuff is really, really out there. And yeah, anyway, I love the character. Him as a character is just fantastic. And then Scrubs, because it's just fantastically funny. And I did once see an interview with, what was it? It's quite famous doctor that does these YouTube videos. You're saying to take Dr. House too. He's just, sometimes obviously the you know, the medical scenarios are, oof, I don't know how, even even off the off, even in, you know, the off chance of this happening, I still think some of them are a little bit Hollywood, right? Um, but again, it's that character, you know, him. I got from him. I got one of my biggest thing that I actually apply to my job, um, which kind of works in a lot of parts depending on what you do. But I think it applies to a lot of different scenarios, which is his saying that every patient lies to some degree, in one way or the other. Either they lie to themselves, or they lie to you, or they lie to someone that's important to them. And in my line of work, that totally applies. And so I kind of sometimes I stole that from him, actually. It's a great little life lesson, depending on what you do. Ooh, the stone statues are all over the place. Wonderful. And Scrubs. Scrubs, I was going to say exactly about Scrubs. There's this doctor, this YouTube doctor. He does some amazing YouTube videos. I can't remember his name. He's really good. He's funny. And not like, he's a proper doctor, not like Dr. Phil and all these, you know, TV doctors. You know, proper one. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he did at some point look at the most realistic kind of shows. And he said, despite the humor, that apparently Scrubs, he felt, was one of the ones portraying what it is to go through that actually quite well. Which, not surprised per se, but it's just a nice little thing, right? How you can, if it's true, that I feel how you can, you know, write this into a comedy environment. And it kind of proves how comedy and drama are just kind of two sides of the same coin in many ways. Oh wow, now we're gonna go towards philosophy. Yeah, we can talk philosophy as well if you like. No problem. Oh, this is the right way. Wonderful. Although I gotta be careful with philosophy, right? If I talk about my favorite philosopher, they might ban my channel. Well, I think if we talk about favorite philosophers, well, I don't know if you do, but I do, and I can do whatever I want. Then I think current day, I don't know if he qualifies. I don't know. I think I think he does. But Sam Harris is someone that I enjoy listening to and enjoy the way he thinks. Mainly, as you can see, a certain level of evolution in his material over the years, as well as to his viewpoints, and it's really fascinating. He's a fascinating character. When it comes to living people that I would love to meet and talk to. Oh, really? Oh, I should shut up right away then. So what is your thought? Is Sam Harris someone that you... Well, again, if you're into philosophy debates, right, I think it's probably finding philosophers that you may not agree with is just as exciting. Probably more exciting than finding someone that just nicks and says, yeah, that's exactly what I think. There's a richness that comes out of the conflict of ideas. Well, that's not a good way of putting it. Conflict of ideas. That sounded a lot smarter in my head than when it came out. To be honest, most things too. Which is the single hardest thing doing this, by the way. Being able to sit here and just, what the heck is this thing? A weapon collector? Yeah, no, really? Okay. Sitting here and just talking is hard. It's hard. It gets easier. And I think mainly because you stop caring. I'm working currently on my I'm working on not using things like okay or which I realized just when I did it earlier that I'm working on it. But when you do this, you pick up on your own little funny, what's the word I'm looking for? My English is not my mother tongue, it's hard for me. Hold on, why am I going in the wrong way? Am I going the wrong way? How is that possible? I just literally came from there. Did I miss something here? Hold on, what is it that I need to do? Maybe I should look at what I... Find the temple of prayers. So how can there be two? Okay, super... Okay, I'll keep going. I'm sorry. Yeah, as I said, I struggled with the story when I first started playing this, because there's such a huge amount of conversation in the game that it's just I couldn't do it. And then I got inspired by someone I met here who showed me some of the areas that you're gonna find and explore, and that kind of felt, oh, okay, there is more to it. And what does amaze me about this game as well, and it's not about the game itself, but more because it's not a game, it's a franchise, right? With the TV show and everything, is that there's a philosophical part to this that I love to discuss or think about as well, which is, for example, in this game now, it's all that moment when they were realizing that every AI is unique and this is one big AI experiment, and that you then, sadly, you don't have a choice in this game, which would have been amazing, right? When you see players, or that conflict of them realizing players use AIs as bait, and that knowing that they're all unique, it changes. It kind of changes the morality of, or the kind of, yeah, it changes kind of the ethical question on, is that right? If you know that this is a very unique sort of self-learning AI, can you treat them like an NPC in a game? So there's this whole idea with these virtual worlds, and there's a couple of singers that they throw in but don't really talk about, with, what do they call them? Players that basically take these digital drugs. So there's this whole depth in this, with fairly deep concepts and questions about VR, and so this is, I think, fascinating. Just maybe I read more into this game than what it is, because it's a hack and slash game at the end of the day, but there is a little bit more behind it in terms of the concepts. That's all I'm saying. So you can think about all these wonderful ethical dilemmas of modern VR or potential futuristic VR while running around and hack and slashing made up creatures. I mean, if that doesn't sum up our world, I don't know what does. But you definitely start really falling in love with those little red exclamation mark shields, because you spend so much time looking for those and kind of, where am I going, and is that the right way? Although, you know, most of the time it is somewhat fairly linear in design, which is not always very, I don't know, it's counterintuitive, because you have the maps and it gives you a certain illusion of freedom, but there's not really a lot of freedom in the game, I feel, which is, I don't know. Yeah. Well, right. So, I mean, that then raises the question of what constitutes life, right? Wow, we're nearly now going into this. I should start charging for that feed if more people might show up. But it kind of questions the definition of life. And when does an artificial concept, when do you find that line of being self-aware? How do you know? And I think that's, oh yeah, totally, man. It's, I think after like the third map part, I still thought, oh god, there's new stuff, new creatures, it's cool. It's kind of, let's see what happens next. Now, like in the last third of it, it's samey. Not just from what you do, but oh wow, that's a big boy. But sort of what you see. Ouch. Uh-huh. And I still, there are a couple of things that I just think it's lazy development. There is one part towards, actually just, it was yesterday. So I don't know, maybe towards the, which I think is now the latter stages of the story. There's one part where it actually turns into a full-on anime scene. Proper anime. And I thought, this is amazing. This is cool. How lazy from them that they didn't do this in other parts, because in the story you spend so much time looking at their little pictures, talking to each other and going on quests that you only hear, right? You only hear them doing a quest in the background. And that's such a missed opportunity to make this like an interactive anime. That would have been really cool. So I think they missed it a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. There's no complaint. You know, it's all statue defenses have been disabled. Sounds good to me. Happy with that. What does it mean? Yeah, that means we can go through now. Alright, so that means now I'll go back on the map. Yes, I do. Oh, come on. Are you for real? Gotta go through all of them? Ugh. Alright, I guess. Oh man, I gotta think about which way to go here now. Let's look at abilities as you asked the question. Yes, I do. No. Although I'm pretty sure by now I got actually quite a few points that I have not assigned. Look at this, 36 points. Yes, so I do. So initially, because I was doing swords, I put a lot of my abilities into sword. I only just a while back put some into katana, and I can do more now because I got a lot more points now. And the ones I added, and not because I'm smart or anything, because I actually did not read this and look at it long enough. So someone else came along and said, hey, you want to have the experience one, which is this one. So I got this one. So I got experience ability, and the healing one, which is this one, the healing circle. So I got this one, and then I put initially everything into sword to eventually do the dual sword one. But I now switched a little bit so I can benefit from my overpowered katana a little bit, which I might actually do now quickly. Where's katana? Here we go. So we've got here. Sure. It's a single attack. Oh, actually, I'll just. No. Here we go. Where are these leading here? It says... Let me see, I think I might be able to get... No, I'm good. Thrust. Yes. No. No, not quite, huh? I need level 500. I'm still a bit away from that. Regeneration is probably good. Sanka. I see. Oh, it even is called Ultimate Attack. Okay, now we go into the sword skills here, so we leave those. I'll try that out. Let me see where I got this here now. Oh, takes a lot of SP, but gotta now move some stuff around, but I'm gonna do this after dinner, I think. But I would now want to really go and try the Sanka. Let me have a look. Let's go somewhere on the map where I need to go anyway. Let's... Well, I think I'll start here at the bottom. It seems to be that I have to go around. More HP. Well, what would be good for me actually is I'd like to have more SP. How much more HP do you get? Because I don't know if you've seen that. I got a stupid amount of HP because of my sword that gives me... So I've got the sword that gives me plus 12,000 HP, and then I got some headgear that gives me 13,000 HP. So it's like pretty much doubles my HP out of the gate. Let me have a look. How much more do I get? Brave Soul. Max. Oh, hold on. I'll take it all back. 50%? Oh, that's nice. Alright. You were right. That is awesome. I thought it was more like maybe like plus 5,000 or something. But this is pretty cool. I got a 3-minute cooldown. HP regen. Oh, that's very, very nice. Okay, let's... I want to see this in action here. I like it. Looks awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I want to try out the different things here a little bit. And where am I going here anyway? Yeah, I need to go and look at this a little bit. As I said, I wasn't really too worried about anything, simply because of my ridiculously overpowered kit that I have that gets me through most things easily. I think only yesterday was a bit of a close call with some monster boss that I had to deal with. Not really a boss, not an area boss, but don't know if you've been there yet, where you have to get through these. Oh, there we go. Where you have to get through the sandstorm with that amulet, with a talisman. And you gotta fight certain monsters. Yeah. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do this, but well, he's right there at level 105. You did? Oh, look at you, that's nice. Well, let's see if we greet him with this. thing might be interesting. I think we gotta go and see what we can do here with. This might take a while here. Okay, what do I need to hit? Oh, let's maybe move aside. I reckon there's something in particular that I need to try and hit on him. Oh, I think I get food. Hold on a second. Alright, so this looks like this is gonna be a while here. I wonder if I should make a getaway. Oh my god, yeah, that's... Oh! I think that may not end well here. Oh, I think we're gonna go retreat this. Are they coming? I think so. I'm always worried. Oh no, no, look, Asuna's down. Ah, gotta go back for her. Yeah, I know, it's just happened to be... Where is Asuna? Oh, there she is. Okay. Alright, let's go, ladies. I hope everyone's here. Yeah, and I don't want to do this for the next hour here. So I want to go and see what I find, what I need to do around the corner here. Down here, this is where I gotta go. And then I'm gonna go for a bite to eat, which, well, it's about time here. It's 9 o'clock. And, I've yet to have something dinnerish. Let's check out what's in here. Hopefully I can bookmark or take the portal thingy, see where I'm at. And then I'm gonna go for a little break. And I'll be back. It's only been on 45 minutes, but hey. I can smell food. You know how it is when you sit and you smell food. It's just... yeah, might as well. Level 40 Alchemist. You are in for a bad day, boy. Can I just say this Waju combo attack? It's pretty sweet. Okay. So I have to do this on all these different things. Okay. Prove yourself 5 times. Over the break. Over. Oh. Prove yourself 5 times over to break the seal and gain entry. Yeah, I'll do that. You're back. Well, okay, we'll do that. Is there a... I actually just gonna leave. I'll leave it here. It's all good. There's nothing here. I'm gonna put it into pause mode here. And I'm gonna go and get something to dinner. And I'll be back in maybe half an hour or so. But I'm gonna stop and then I'll restart. Otherwise, it's just, what's the point? All right. And we'll go from there. Okay. So Draco, thanks for entertaining. You entertaining me. Go study. I'm sure there's a book you need to read. And and well, if you do that, then I'll see you when I'm finished with dinner. I'll see you in a bit, and then we'll see where this is going. And until then, thanks a lot. Maybe see you later. Right.